Vyas Puja for Rompat Swami Maharaj there in Chicago. So we can get started with the pranam prayers, and then we'll start with our reading. So anybody would like to start with the pranam prayers?
Rupananga Prabhu, go ahead, please.
Sure. Om Agyantimirandhasya Gyananjan Shalakya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Sopadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Padakamalam Shri Guruna Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagan Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam साद्वैतम सावधूतम परिजन सहितम कृष्ण चैतन्य देवम श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम भगवते वासुदेवाय। नमो विष्पदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते गोपाल कृष्ण गोस्वामी इति नाम्ने प्रभुपादस्य साहित्यम यः प्रकाशाय वितीर्च प्रचारां कृतवान् साधु भगवत पाते नमः। नमो विष्पदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी इति नाम्ने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणी श्रील भगवत पाद की जय, प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्ण बोल।
Thank you, Prabhuji. Right, Hare Krishna. Wishing everybody happy Krishna conscious New Year 2024. Sorry, I was couldn't take your association for the past 6-7 weeks almost. I had the good fortune of being in India and being in Vrindavan during the holy month of Kartik. Got to serve Guru Maharaj for a bit there for a couple of days. So lot of great memories, and I'm very, very happy to be back and all of your association again in 2024. So as we start the reading, I think Gopal Prabhu put it in the chat. I was very happy to see that we finished our first book already. We started, I think, if I remember, I still remember, I think the day Jagannath Prabhu, we spoke with you when I was in Chicago last year, and we started reading that book in January. So happy to see that we were able to complete the first book by end of last year. And now we are here today, starting a new book. So as we start this new book, I was just hoping we can take maybe a couple of minutes to reflect upon what is it that we are going to take away from our reading in 2023. So I have a quick slide here. If you would like to join this, we can just take a minute to jot down our thoughts on what is it, like one word that comes to our mind or one takeaway that we personally have learned and we would like to implement in our devotional life in 2024 from the reading that we did through India's Glory book. So the link is here in the chat. You can join that link. It's also menti.com, and then the code is 65672920. So once you join, you can, just like I said, let's reflect upon, what is it? Maybe it's just very simple, just one thing that comes to your mind, reflecting upon our study, our reading from last year's book, and what is it that we, can think of maybe Guru Maharaj's qualities, any one positive change that we would like to make in our lives through that. So anything that one thing that we could implement in our lives in 2024.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu. So when we click on that link, actually we went there. So Prabhu, where to type? Does it offer us to type also there, Prabhu?
Are you already there, Prabhuji? You said?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think it will allow you to answer in the next. I'm just hoping everybody has the link, right? So okay. So let me go here. Yeah, I think it should allow you to type now, Prabhu. Is it allowing you to type?
Yeah. Yeah. Perfectly. Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay. See, already some devotees have started sharing their thoughts. So yeah, as everybody puts in their thoughts, it will automatically make a word cloud, and we can see what are the kind of common thoughts that most of us have. Humble, gratitude, devotional service, inspired, tolerance, following instructions, Jai Prabhupada man. 30 more seconds, and then Guru Nishtha, yes, remaining equal to all, following Guru's instructions, expert management, sadhana, determination, sincerity, humility, gratitude. It's like is the major thought, since it's in bold there, big font. Okay, I think we have pretty much everybody has shared their thoughts. Caring, love, perfection. Yeah, 28 responses. Thank you everybody for sharing your thoughts. And yeah, just wanted to have a quick kind of reflection on, like I said, what we can imbibe in our lives as we start the new year. So thank you for sharing your thoughts. And with that, we can start our reading of the new book, which was shared in the group, Prabhupada Priyajana. So I think many, or some devotees at least, would have that hard copy. If you have it at your home, you could follow along through your book. But for those who don't have it, I can share my screen here, and we can read along from there. So let's see. Is everybody still able to see my screen?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. So we'll start from the beginning here. I will start. So whoever would like to, I think I see people, devotees have already started raising your hands in Zoom. So you could do that. We'll just raise your hands in Zoom virtually, and then we'll read 3 paragraphs. And since in the beginning, I think it's more like prayer. So we can just read 3 pages of this. And as we go into the introductions, we can go with 3 paragraphs like we used to do.
Who now have a books, contact Jagannath Priya Prabhu. I have a 5-6 books. I can send it.
Figure it out. Okay. All right. Geeta Mataji, would you like to start us off? We can start with
Krishna
dedication.
Prabhu, can you please increase the font?
Yes. Mm. Is this better, Mataji?
Yes, thank you. So you want me to read 3 pages?
Yeah, I think because initially it is like prayers. So we can read these 3 pages, Mataji.
Dedication. This book is respectfully dedicated to our beloved Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of ISKCON and BBT, the preeminent Shiksha Guru of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, and thus the savior of the whole world. By his causeless mercy, we are now engaged in our fledgling attempts at glorifying him through our service and sadhana. To his divine grace, we submit our sincere gratitude for providing us the privilege of serving the Parampara through his Priyajana, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. Further, most respected Srila Guru Maharaj, this insignificant offering is our endeavor to reveal our feelings of affection, appreciation, and admiration, though insignificant in quantity and quality, for your inconceivably infinite, glorious activities as an Acharya and your eternal service to Srila Prabhupada. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Gopal Krishna Goswami Niti Namine. I offer my respectful obeisances unto His Divine Grace Srila Gopal Krishna Goswami Bhagavad, who is very dear to Lord Krishna, having taken shelter at his lotus feet. Prabhupadasya sahitam ya prakasya vitirucha pracharan kritvan sadhu bhavat padaya te namaha. Our respectful obeisances are unto you, O spiritual master. You are publishing and constantly distributing the transcendental literature of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and preaching his message. Hare Krishna.
Adi Gaurang.
Hare Krishna. Dhanavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Sorry, Prabhu, I have the book. So we're on the Namo Om Vishnu Padaya, this page.
Yes, page number 8.
Okay. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine. I offer my respectful obeisances unto His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who is very dear to Lord Krishna, having taken shelter at his lotus feet. Namaste Sarasvate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Our respectful obeisances are unto you, O spiritual master, servant of Sarasvati Goswami. You are kindly preaching the message of Lord Chaitanya Deva and delivering the Western countries, which are filled with impersonalism and voidism. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Siddhanta Sarasvati Iti Namine. Nama Gora Kishoraya Shakshad Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambara Sambodhe Padam Bujayate Namaha. Hare Krishna.
Premanjali Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I'll read from the online book.
Yeah.
Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchit Ananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Gaura Veer Bhava Bhume Stvam Nirdesta Sajjana Priyaha Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Sri Jagannathaya Te Namaha. ज्ञानशास्त्र विचार नायिका निपुणौ सद्धर्म संस्थापकौ लोकनाम हितधर करिणौ त्रिभुवने मान्यौ शरण्यकरौ राधा कृष्णा पदारविन्द भजनन् नन्देना मत्तालिकौ वन्दे रूप सनातनौ रघुयुगौ श्रीजीव गोपालकौ
Namo Krishna.
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण प्रभु जी
Sankar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranams. Prayena deva munayaha svavimukti kama maunam charanati vijane na parartha nishtaha naitan vihaya kripanam vimu moksha yako nanyam tvad asya sharanam brahmato nupasye. My dear Lord, I see that there are many saintly persons indeed, but they are interested only in their own deliverance, not caring for the big cities and towns. They go to Himalayas or to the forest to meditate with vows of silence, Maunavrata. They are not interested in delivering others. As for me, however, I do not wish to be liberated alone, leaving aside all these poor fools and rascals. I know that without Krishna consciousness, without taking shelter of your lotus feet, one cannot be happy. Therefore, I wish to bring them back to the shelter of your lotus feet.
Can read this introduction also, Prabhuji.
Sure, Prabhuji.
Are you able to see? Oh, you're on mute, Prabhu. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Introduction. Chanting the mercy of a pure devotee is absolute necessity for those who aspire for the service and association of the Supreme Lord in the spiritual world. Srila Krishnadasa Kaviraja Goswami writes in Madhya Leela 22.51 of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Mahat Kripa Vina Kona Karmi Bhakti Naya Krishna Bhakti Dure Rahu Samsara Nahe Kshaya. Unless one is favored by a pure devotee, one cannot attain the platform of devotional service. To say nothing of Krishna Bhakti, one cannot even be relieved from the bondage of material existence. Bhakti Yoga is the purification of the senses. At the present moment in material existence, the senses are always impure, being engaged in sense gratification. But by the practice of Bhakti Yoga, these senses can become purified, and in the purified state, they come directly in contact with the Supreme Lord. In this material existence, I may be engaged in some service to some master, but I do not really lovingly serve my master. I simply serve to get some money, and the master also is not in love. It takes service from me and pays me, so there is no question of love. But for spiritual life, one must be elevated to the pure stage of love. That stage of love can be achieved by practice of devotional service performed with present senses. This practice of Bhakti Yoga under the rules and regulations with the direction of a spiritual master will surely bring one to the stage of love of God. Bhagavad Gita 12.9 purport. The word Prabhupada is a term of the utmost reverence in Vedic religious circles, and it signifies a great saint even among saints. The word actually has two meanings. First, one at whose feet there are many Prabhus, a term meaning master, which the disciples of a guru use in addressing each other. The second meaning is one who is always found at the lotus feet of Krishna, the Supreme Master.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Rasika Sudevi Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I'll be reading from the screen.
Okay.
Through good association, one develops attachment for pure devotional service and thereby accepts a bona fide spiritual master, and from him begins to hear and chant, observe the regulative principles of devotional service with faith, attachment, and devotion, and thus become engaged in the transcendental service of the Lord. Bhagavad Gita 12:20 purport. You can send me always your long letters. It is very pleasing to me. And I am so glad that you want to chant 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra every day. And you can chant immediately, but you should also at the same time follow strictly the 4 regulative principles of restraint and avoid the 10 kinds of offenses in the matter of chanting. It will be quickly effective. Srila Prabhupada's letter to Gopal Krishna, 1969. Wherever you remain, you chant Hare Krishna regularly, and your example may be followed by others. Srila Prabhupada's letter to Gopal Krishna, 1969. I am very glad to learn that you have vowed to follow these 4 principles as far as you can in your lifetime. And because you are so sincere trying to push yourself in the matter of Krishna consciousness, Krishna is giving you some intelligence also, and you are thinking in so many nice ways in the matter of serving the Lord. Srila Prabhupada's letter to Gopal Krishna, 1969. Prabhuji, shall I continue or
Yeah, you
3
can
paragraphs?
you can read this page. Mataji.
Krishna himself confirms in the Bhagavad Gita as it is, as who is the Bhakta Jana who is Priya to him. In the word by word synonym section of the series of verses in 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Priya is defined as dear. Priya Jana means one who is dear to Prabhupada. Dear and Prabhupada's Priya Jana naturally is someone who is essentially dear to Prabhupada. From the above mentioned letters by Srila Prabhupada to our dear spiritual master, Srila Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, it is evident that his disciples' desire to follow his instructions was naturally acknowledged by Srila Prabhupada in the form of continuing sequence of instructions on Bhajana Kriya through his letters. I pray to the Lord that I shall always remain at my spiritual master's lotus feet. Please, O Lord, keep me at my spiritual master's feet. All my life, I want to keep singing. Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam. Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam. This was the first Vyasa Puja offering in 1969 written by Gurudev to Srila Prabhupada. The first thought that comes to one's mind on reading this is the purity of his desire to surrender to Srila Prabhupada. And Maharaj further has submitted in his offerings to Srila Prabhupada August 26, 1997, a year before the official inauguration of the Sri Sri Radhaparthi temple. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Or Gadadhar Prabhu.
Yeah, sure, Prabhu. So, Prabhu, I'm also reading from the book only, from the screen only. So, yeah. So, Prabhupada, you are perfect Acharya and master of the whole world. You are the great Vaishnava preacher and staunch soldier of Lord Chaitanya's army. Srila Prabhupada, we need to constantly be aware of the fact that it is simply by following your instructions that we can advance in Krishna consciousness. Knowing how unqualified I am, with all humility, I pray at your lotus feet that I may become fully surrendered to your desire of preaching the message of Lord Chaitanya to every conditioned soul. Interestingly, Guru Maharaj wrote in his Vyas Puja offering of August 24th, 2000, everything you say always come true. Srila Prabhupada, you are the Patita Pavan, the savior of the fall. Our only real business should be to follow your instruction and work for your pleasure and Krishna's and your pleasure and Krishna's. My only desire is to be engaged in your service birth after birth. Shall I continue, Prabhu? Or?
Yeah, you can read this. Prabhuji.
Okay. And quite amazingly, here is the excerpt of Srila Prabhupada's Vyas Puja offering by Gurudev from 2019. I pray for your causeless mercy so that I can follow your instructions and inspire book production and distribution. You also wanted us to build temples to spread the Lord's message. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, you have called these temples as spiritual hospitals. I pray that with your blessings, I may be able to complete the projects that we have already started. Having read these excerpts, any disciple or otherwise of Guru Maharaj will definitely conclude the following. Here is a disciple of Prabhupada who is convinced about Srila Prabhupada's preeminent position as Jagat Guru as well as a savior of the whole world. Shall I continue, Prabhu?
Yes.
Complete that. Okay.
Yeah.
There is a certain consistency of thought in Gurudev's meditation that could be the sign only of one whose surrender to Srila Prabhupada and his instructions is undeviating and one-pointed. In all the offerings above, across time, in bold fonts, is the clear conviction that the real business of a disciple is to follow the instructions of his spiritual master and work for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna. And in the end, he concludes by praying that he may be able to complete the projects already started. This is 100% commitment and organized endeavor to meet a spiritual goal. No wonder Srila Prabhupada showered his affection in reciprocation to Srila Gurudev. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
There is a little bit more remaining here, Prabhu.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Yeah. And no wonder Srila Prabhupada, no wonder Srila Prabhupada showered his affection in reciprocation to Srila Gurudev. Your desire for opening many temples is very laudable. You are a very good boy. I know that whatever money you have left over from maintaining your family, you give that to the society. You do not even keep anything for yourself. This is very good. 1974. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Next, I see there's iPhone, Prabhuji or Mataji. I don't know. Your name is not showing up, but if you want to read next.
Krishna, voice you have more time. Krishna conscious.
iPhone 2, whoever that is, Prabhuji or Mataji, want to unmute. Okay, we'll come back to you later. So we
Hare
can,
Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, you are speaking about me?
no, it says iPhone 2, hand is raised. We'll come back to them later. It's not you, Subhadra Mataji. Okay, Uttama Radhika Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
May Krishna bless you with more Krishna consciousness activities and you feel a glorious life by Krishna's grace. I wish that all your good desires may be fulfilled without delay. Hawaii, 16 March 1969. This is Prabhupada Priyajana, a committed soldier in the Senapati Bhakta's army who endeared himself to the ambassador from the spiritual world by his undeviating surrender. The scriptures state, Gaura Shruddha Sahuradra, one must have a robust, strong affection for the spiritual master. Relationship with the spiritual master is strengthened through Shravanam, Kirtanam, and Seva. Extol the scriptures. It's no coincidence that Srila Gurudeva's unparalleled affection to Srila Prabhupada and his unrivaled dedication to his instructions have resulted in unbelievable results in service of Krishna. Here is how Srila Prabhupada responded to his surrender. There are many exchanges in the form of personal guidance as well as sincere appreciation, and the sheer frequency of communication indicates to the casual observer that here is a special guru-shishya relationship. Let's look at a sequence of instructions and references from excerpts of letters written by Srila Prabhupada to his Priyajana, Srila Gurudev. I am very pleased to note that in such things you consult me. This is a very nice habit. You will please always consult me before doing anything, and I shall try to guide you to my best abilities. 1969. I thank you very much for your submissive mentality, and as it is stated in the Bible that God is for the humble and meek, similarly, Vaishnavas are taught by Lord Chaitanya to become humbler than the grass and more tolerant than the tree. Thus, one can seriously execute progress in Krishna consciousness. 1969. The more you serve Krishna, the more you get better strength to serve him. Please remember this valuable advice, and you will find it very convenient for your progressive march. 1969. I'm very glad to learn that you are doing spiritual activities very nicely, and you are always alert to see whether you are committing some offense. This is a very nice attitude. In rendering service to Lord Krishna and his representative, the spiritual master, we should always maintain this fearful attitude, which means careful attention. This attitude will advance you progressively in Krishna consciousness. 1970. You are so nice and eager to serve Krishna. All blessings of Krishna will be bestowed upon you, rest assured. 1972. Clearly, Prabhupada Priyajana. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Shama Kishori Mataji.
Hare Krishna. And Srila Prabhupada was most pleased by the distribution of his books. Here is how Prabhupada Priyajan tried to please Prabhupada and how Prabhupada responded. I am very glad to learn that you are trying to distribute our books. Please continue with this program as it is so very important. Especially try to place our books in the schools and libraries. Our literatures are for the intelligent class also. 1970. I have already asked you to think on the project how you can push on our books and literature. I cannot suggest any other alternatives, but if you can execute this will of mine, I shall remain ever obliged to you. 1969. Please try to improve the condition of the temple in cooperation with the members there. 1968. You have got good experience for managing in business world, so why not you become also expert organizer for Krishna? That plan is very much liked by me. Now do it nicely, and may Lord Krishna give you his all blessings more and more. Thank you very much for assisting me in this way. 1972. One principle to meditate on could be to love someone means to trust someone, and to do so would mean entrusting someone with strategic services. With performance come expectations, and the sheer frequency and continuity of communication between Srila Prabhupada and Maharaj show that Maharaj had repeatedly strived to and met Srila Prabhupada's expectations in services to please Krishna. 1. Nothing should be spent extravagantly. That you have to see. Do not bother my brain how to do it. I have put you in charge how to do it. 2. Regarding registration with the endowments department, you can discuss this with Gopal Krishna. 3rd, let Gopal Krishna come to India immediately. When he comes, he can get approval from Delhi for importing grains. 4th, it is a great credit that you have met with the chief minister and now he will give us all help. Why you did not apply immediately for the NOC? You should do it immediately if you have not done so already. Your printing in Hindi in Mathura is a good idea. do it in consultation with Gopal Krishna Prabhu. Sixth, if we are offered land in the future, you can consult with me or Gopal Krishna before accepting it.
Thank you, Mataji.
Should I continue, Prabhu?
Yeah, no, we'll go to Dhanodhar Priya Prabhu and Anushya Janki Mataji.
I am sending Shri Gopal Krishna Das Adhikari, ISKCON's Zonal Secretary for India and Southeast Asia, to see the land. Regarding spiritual sky, Gopal Krishna has suggested that the board meet be biannually, and I approve of it. Ninth, apply immediately because Gopal Krishna says it may take 6 to 8 weeks for the visa to be granted. The sheer variety, depth, and extent of the instructions above indicate the implicit faith Srila Guru Maharaj had on Prabhupada and the complete confidence Srila Prabhupada had on his Priyajan. If you really love someone, serve them, and if someone loves you, they trust you. Srila Gurudev's life stands as a testimony to how his love has manifested in the form of selfless service and surrender unto Srila Prabhupada's lotus feet and a consistent desire to follow his instructions. And just like Krishna reciprocates commensurate to the surrender of the devotee, so did Srila Prabhupada by entrusting Gurudev with innumerable projects of incomparable importance while making sure that he consults him regularly and accepts his recommendations and suggestions. That is why he is Prabhupada Priyajan. Actually, whatever is being done in India is being done by Gopal, stated Srila Prabhupada. And to reinforce the statement, here is a communication among some of his God brothers who had key services under Srila Prabhupada. Please see that Gopal Krishna is encouraged as Srila Prabhupada feels very strongly that Gopal Krishna is indispensable to program in India. We feel that Gopal Krishna has done a remarkable amount of service and achieved results that none of us could possibly achieve in such a short time. Our Transcendental Diary, Volume 3. Srila Guru Maharaj's consistent commitment to following the instructions of his Gurudev, the extraordinary amount of trust reposed on him by Srila Prabhupada in terms of entrusting him with substantial strategic services and the wholesome appreciation for his undertaking them successfully, as expressed by Srila Prabhupada and his stalwart disciples, can only point to one thing: Srila Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj is clearly Srila Prabhupada's Priyajan. He who follows this imperishable path of devotional service and who completely engages himself with faith, making me the supreme goal, is very, very dear to me. Bhagavad Gita 12.20. If this is what it takes to be Krishna's Priyajan, this is what it takes to be Prabhupada Priyajan, then anyone who assesses Maharaj can confirm that he is very, very dear to Krishna and Srila Prabhupada. Gurudev is praying in his 2019 offering to Srila Prabhupada that he may inspire book distribution and book production and distribution. Pracharam Kritvan Sadhu Prabhupada Priya Janay Te Namaha. Hare Krishna.
Dhanodhar Priya Prabhu, you would like to read?
Yes, sure, Prabhuji. Forward, Loknath Swami. This visual biography of Gopal Krishna Maharaj, entitled Prabhupada Priyajana, is more than just a compilation of photographs with abbreviated accompanying text. In the many pages, it creatively exploits distinct elements of visual art and designed to pay homage to an iconic individual, Gopal Krishna Maharaj. In using the photographic technique, this book represents a moving form, spinning from one page into the other in a kaleidoscope of visuals, thus giving life to different moments, capturing the different contexts, the mood and demeanor of an inimitable individual. Thus, the book cannot be separated from the individual and his unsurpassed life. Hence, in this forward, I am constantly and helplessly drawn beyond the series of pictures to the man himself. I recall a letter from Srila Prabhupada to Gopal Krishna Maharaj that demonstrates the complete confidence that Srila Prabhupada had in Gopal Krishna Maharaj to serve his ISKCON mission at an unparalleled level. In a letter dated 16 November 1969, Srila Prabhupada notes about Gopal Krishna Maharaj that Krishna is giving you gradually more and more strength to serve him. Just like a wrestler, simply by practicing wrestling amongst friends, gradually becomes stronger and the body is built up very nicely. Krishna consciousness is exactly like that. The more you serve Krishna, the more you get better strength to serve him. Please remember this valuable advice, and you will find it very convenient for your progressive march. Later in the very same letter, he instructs Gopal Krishna Maharaj to take charge of constructing a temple in Mayapur on a grand scale. Then it rained temples. Gopal Krishna Maharaj has a matchless record of having the largest concentration of temples in one location in the world. The pictures within the book reflect this achievement. The book begins with photographs of Gopal Krishna Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada, and the brief inscription captures his dedication to his Guru. In his very youth prime, Maharaj surrendered all his time and every single dime for Prabhupada's wonderful chime. Similarly, in his appreciation, Giriraj Maharaj pays tribute to Gopal Krishna Maharaj and describes him as having tremendous capacity for managing and doing business. And he is expanding book distribution and developing major projects in India and throughout the world, and cultivating and engaging important and influential people. In all of this, Gopal Krishna Maharaj is matchless as a sannyasi. These pictorial depictions in the book include his association mostly with Srila Prabhupada, his god brothers, government officials, and other dignitaries whom he felt would assist and enable Srila Prabhupada's mission. So it is not uncommon to see him grace the stage with politicians and leading film actors like the Diva, Hema Malini. There is an adage that a picture is worth 1,000 words, and this is the case for each still image.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Nandulal Prabhu.
Dhanavad Pranam Prabhuji, thank you so much. Gopala Krishna and I were peers and struggled and grew together through our formative years. He kept me in his zone, seeing me grow, increasing my responsibilities, and enabling my development. Even when I tried to escape his grasp, he would track me down. I would appear as if I was under seas, and Gopala Krishna Maharaj unrelentingly gripped judiciously and incisively. Arguments made it impossible to resist. The book has a variety of graphic elements such as special fonts and graphic organizers. Hence, it's a multi-dimensional presentation that is rich resource for a broad range of spiritual situations. The wide variety of photographs has appealed to readers of all ages, and I'll be alluring for those with higher levels of artistic sophistication. The spiritual dimension is pervasive, and there are learnings from each photograph. Gopala Krishna Maharaj has been observed in paying obeisances to all the spiritual paintings at different temple walls. This is demonstration of his humility, and I'm sure that a book of this purport will undoubtedly leave him feeling very uncomfortable. The photographs illustrate his accomplishments and provide an imperishable cadence to his very being. Here I'm reminded of the verse from Shvetadhara Upanishad 6.23. Yasya deva para bhaktir yatha deva tatta gaurav tasyatya kashyatya hai arthat parikshanti mahamatnata. Only unto those great souls who have unflinching implicit faith in both the Lord and spiritual master are all the imports of Vedic knowledge automatically revealed. Thank you, Prabhuji, for the opportunity. Hare Krishna.
Rajiv Shyam Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you for the opportunity. This book provides a rich browsing experience and is brimming with visual ways to portray a seemingly endless number of events that form this compelling collection. It is a living revelation of his life and work, and its launch coincides with Gopal Krishna Maharaj's Vyasa Puja. We were virtually glued together through thick and thin in this sojourn, and I would like to thank Gopal Krishna Maharaj for tolerating me during the early years. Now I can only but feel love and adoration for him. This is a dedication by his disciples, for whom he is the captain of the ship, steering them back to Godhead. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 1, verse 22. It is with this in mind that I wish him Shatam Sharada Pashyema, a long life that will see him through 100 autumn seasons. His Holiness Lokanath Swami Maharaj was born in Arwade, a small village in Maharashtra. He went to Mumbai for his studies. In year 1971, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada was touring India with his foreign disciples and had organized a Pandal program in Mumbai. Intrigued, Maharaj attended the whole Hare Krishna festival and had heard from Srila Prabhupada. Wanting to surrender his life to Lord Krishna, he joined Juhu under the able leadership of Giriraj Swami. As he was coming from a traditional Indian family, there was some initial resistance. However, Maharaj did not just make them favorable, but delivered his entire village into Krishna consciousness by opening a fantastic ISKCON temple. He has been conducting Padayatra, Vrindavan Parikrama, and is in charge of the World Holy Name festivals. He travels and preaches to the remotest villages in India, as well as to the cities and the universities in the developed countries. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Okay. Urmila Chitra Mataji.
Hare Krishna. A glimpse into the life of His Holiness Srila Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. The early years, 1944 to 1967, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami, name at appearance Gopal Krishna Kanha, appeared in this world on the most auspicious day of Ananda Ekadashi on August 14th, 1944 in New Delhi, in the family of a military commander of the Indian fleet. Having graduated with distinction from Delhi University, he went to Europe, where he studied management at the Sorbonne University of Paris on a scholarship from the French government. He also obtained a master's degree in business administration from the McGill University at Montreal, and after that worked in the market research department of Pepsi Cola and with the pharmaceutical company Bristol Myers. The spiritual path of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami started in the late 1967 when he began to visit churches, temples, gurudwaras, and various spiritual communities regularly. Coming to a new place of religious worship on Sunday morning, he usually remained there for all day and took part in spiritual practices, meeting devotees of Krishna and then Srila Prabhupada, 1968. On the 31st of May, 1968, Gopal Krishna Goswami visited the Hare Krishna temple in Montreal for the first time. He was visited by the temple president, Maha Purushadas, who also informed him that the founder Acharya of ISKCON is Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, shall be arriving in Montreal on June 1st, 1968. When His Holy Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj inquired if he could render some service, Mahapurusha asked him to clean Srila Prabhupada's apartment. Do I keep going?
Yeah, you can read this page, Mataji.
Okay. I was fortunate to receive this as my first assignment in devotional service, Maharaj said. He cleaned the doors, shelves, and windows of Srila Prabhupada's apartment. In this way, Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj's service attitude for Srila Prabhupada manifested even before he actually met him. At that time, there were only 4 temples of Krishna consciousness in the world, 3 in the USA, in New York, San Francisco, and Los Angeles, and 1 in Canada, Montreal. That is why Srila Prabhupada, while preaching and traveling to different temples, stayed for a long time, sometimes weeks or even months, in each of the temples. Srila Prabhupada had decided to stay in the Montreal temple for 3 months, preaching Gauda Vaishnavism in the West. Srila Prabhupada always treated his countrymen favorably. Gopal Krishna Goswami, however, distinguished himself from other Indians who usually came to Srila Prabhupada. Usually the purpose of their arrival was receiving darshans or blessings from an Indian sadhu. Having offered the respectful obeisances and having listened to the lectures for several minutes, they left. Gopal Krishna Goswami, on the contrary, came to attend lectures regularly and left only after their completion. He remembers, my only small qualification was that I was very respectful to Srila Prabhupada from the first day I saw him, and I would stay for his lectures till the end and leave only after he had left the temple. After several weeks of personal contact with Srila Prabhupada, Maharaj decided to become his disciple and to accept Gauda Vaishnavism. Hare Krishna, thank you.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, thank you. I don't know if I know it was kind of a when you're reading, you read this as Gopal Krishna Kanha instead of Khanna, so that made me laugh. Like, you know, it's all names of Krishna, Gopal Krishna Kanha instead of Khanna. So, thank you.
No, sorry, I was nervous. I'm reading for the first time. So.
No, that was the divine intervention of Krishna himself. That you read it as Kanha instead of Khanna. Okay. Srimati Mataji, I think we'll do one more page.
Hare Krishna. Receiving spiritual initiation and initial years in Krishna consciousness, 1969 to 1974. After Srila Prabhupada left Montreal and went to other temples in ISKCON for preaching, active correspondence began between him and Gopal Krishna. They exchanged letters about 3 times a month. On the 27th of May, 1969, Gopal Krishna Maharaj was initiated by Srila Prabhupada at the age of 24 years. Srila Prabhupada decided not to give him a new name, as it is usually done in such cases. He wrote, "As your name is already Gopal Krishna, there's no need for changing it. You will now be known as Gopal Krishna Das." Till 1975, he continued to work in Bristol Myers, company rendering financial help to the Canadian temples of ISKCON. During several years, he also carried out duties as personal secretary to Srila Prabhupada. Preaching in India and the Soviet Union, 1975 to 1980. In 1975, Srila Prabhupada sent Gopal Krishna Maharaj to India and appointed him as a member of the governing body commission of ISKCON, GBC. His duties in 1975-76 included monitoring the activities of the Krishna consciousness movement in India and Southeast Asia, except for Japan, Philippines, and Indonesia. In particular, Maharaj headed the ISKCON projects in Mumbai, Delhi, Gujarat, Hyderabad, Madras, and Kanpur. In 1976, he was appointed the trustee of the Bhaktivedanta Book Trust, now the world's leading spiritual publishing house, and he continued to supervise ISKCON activities in India. He headed the Indian branch of the Bhaktivedanta Book Trust and started supervising the publication of Vaishnava literature in Indian languages. He recollects that Srila Prabhupada wanted very much that many books be published in India. Within these 2 years, he constantly pressed me for printing more and more books. Srila Prabhupada was anxious that book printing in India should expand. He started his translating and publishing activities with the publication in Hindi of the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, with Srila Prabhupada's purports. Srila Prabhupada was especially happy when I had brought to him the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam in Hindi. He recollects, Srila Prabhupada constantly inspired him to apply his talent in marketing for a wider distribution of Vaishnava religious literature. In one of his letters, Srila Prabhupada wrote, now you can use your knowledge of marketing for service to Krishna. This is the highest perfection of education. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Prabhu, Krishna Kshetra Prabhu on our group had posted message this morning. So I think he forgot to raise hand, but Prabhu, go ahead, read. Krishna
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Dhanavad Pranam.
Yes.
Okay.
In March 1976, Srila Prabhupada entrusted him to preach in the USSR. In 1976 and 1977, he visited the Soviet Union several times as the representative of the publishing house Bhaktivedanta Book Trust, having presented Srila Prabhupada books to the Soviet libraries. In 1977, he took part in the Moscow International Book Fair, and as the representative of BBT, he received an honorable diploma from the organizers of his exhibition. Srila Prabhupada was very happy to receive this diploma. He showed it with pride to everyone who visited him and said that his books were appreciated even in Russia. In March 1977, Maharaj became one of the members of the Mayapur Development Committee, and his duties included the monitoring of the temple and the ISKCON headquarters building in Mayapur. During the following years, he played a key role in the establishment in India of the ISKCON Honorary Membership Program, which got many rich Hindus involved in the Krishna consciousness movement. Big temples and Vedic cultural centers in Bombay and Vrindavan were constructed in the 1970s, and he had a significant role in both. Acceptance of the Sannyas order. In 1981, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj took the Sannyas order. A year later, on 27 February 1982, on the auspicious day of Gaur Purnima, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj became a Diksha Guru, an initiating spiritual master in ISKCON. Spiritual messenger of Lord Chaitanya. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, being an empowered representative of Lord Sri Chaitanya, is engaged tirelessly in distributing Lord Gauranga's mercy, and is one of the most important spiritual preceptors fully devoted to fulfilling Lord Gauranga's prophecy that my name will be chanted in every village and town of the world. Distributing the holy name to conditioned soul, preaching in unfavorable environments and risky locations, ensuring perfect management of the society, and demonstrating exemplary behavior in practicing devotional service. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj is thus taking on a lot of responsibility, including personally that of delivering conditioned souls worldwide. In 1994, the Sri Sri Radha Hanke Bihari Temple in Nairobi Kenya was constructed. In April 1998, the imposing temple and ISKCON Vedic Cultural Center at New Delhi, Sri Sri Radha Parthasarthi Mandir, was inaugurated. The Glory of India, inaugurated by Sri Atal Bihari. Should I continue, Prabhu?
Yeah, we'll finish with this paragraph, Prabhuji. Yeah. Inaugurated
The
by
Glory of India, inaugurated by Sri Atal Bihari Vajpayee, the then Prime Minister of India. It provides a multimedia visual display, a Vedic cultural museum, and an open-air theater. In his speech, Sri Vajpayee lauded Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada's initiative and the activities of ISKCON in leading the distribution of the Vedic culture and Hinduism worldwide.
Yeah.
In December 2003,
You
His
can pause here,
Holiness
Prabhuji, because it's 10:50. So we'll take last 10 minutes to take any reflections, thoughts. We'll
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah, thank you so much, Prabhuji. All right. Yeah. So we have about 10-12 minutes. We can take any reflections, thoughts, anything that inspired us while we were reading this. I mean, I can quickly share some things that came to my mind. I think at the end, like as Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu was reading this, Gauranga's Prabhu's, Lord Gauranga's prophecy, Sarvatra Prachar Hoiga Mura Naam. And so I was in Vrindavan initially in month of Kartik. And then after that, after meeting Guru Maharaj there, and then I went to Rajasthan, which is where my ancestors are originally from. So this time I visited Medta city, which is the birth land of Mirabai, which is where my grandfather is from. And after that, I went to Bikaner, which is my Sasural in-laws place. And I was I kind of Googled and I found there is a ISKCON Bikaner center as well. So I went there, and then lo and behold, I met a brahmachari devotee there who was actually Maharaj's disciple. So I had a good talk with him, and he was talking to me about how the center opened and all the preaching that they have been going on. So it's just so nice to meet devotees, especially our God brothers, anywhere in the world. It is just amazing, all the work that they are doing, inspired by all the great work that Gurudev has been doing all his life. So yeah, and that thing came to my mind that wherever, and Guru Maharaj, of course, has the GBC of whole of India. But after Bikaner, I grew up in Chennai, so I went to Chennai, and of course in Chennai we have a big temple. But then I was Googling for ISKCON again, I found there's another small temple that was opened very close to my place in South Carpet, and it was actually in Perambur, North Chennai. And yeah, again, the same thing came to my mind. Everywhere temples and centers are opening up, and that's the prophecy of Lord Gauranga that's coming true through all the great work of that's being done by Srila Prabhupada's Priyajana, Gurudev. So yeah, it was amazing. This whole trip, I think I visited so many temples and centers in India all over. And then I went to Bangalore to meet my cousins and my sister who lives there. And even in Bangalore, besides the big temples, it was coincidence. I went to my sister's place. She lives in I forget the name now, but it's kind of Marathahalli. And there also, it was just like walkable distance from her place. There was a center that was open, and again, meeting the devotees there, it was just an amazing experience. So yeah, something that just came to my mind. Yeah, Suryakant Prabhu. Okay, Srinivas Puntrika Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavad Pranams. So in reading this, something came to my mind, is that Prabhupada was also saying that the more you serve to Krishna, the better strength you get, and you make a progressive march in Krishna consciousness. And that's a very great point, I think, that we see in Guru Maharaj, that's catching to me. And the second point is that, I found that Guru Maharaj from the beginning has been very, very careful in listening to the instructions of Srila Prabhupada and making sure that no offenses has been made. That was one of the instructions by Srila Prabhupada in his letter to Guru Maharaj. The third point I found is that I was listening to the lecture of Guru Maharaj recently, and Guru Maharaj has also mentioned about the certification from Soviet Union, and Guru Maharaj also said that the certification was lost for some reason. So those are 3 points, it reflected on me. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Anybody else like to share something? Even when I was in Vrindavan meeting Maharaj, to your point, Srinivas Mandika Prabhu, like even though his health was not that great, still like in the morning, like of course he was taking his medication, but all the effort that he was putting in. I remember that day was the day 27th or 28th of the Padayatra, Vrindavan Parikrama, and like he was like reading even in the morning while he was taking his medication. He was on that medication. He was still reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, and he was reading from Loknath Maharaj's Vrindavan Parikrama book, and and then of course he went for his programs at the ghats there, and it's just amazing, like like all the things that we read in the book last, the India's Glory book, and everything was just kind of like action replay in front of our eyes, his commitment, and even despite his not so great health condition, the effort and energy that he was putting in was just out of the world. Like I was feeling tired, I was like back to back, he was just going on and on. So. But anybody else would like to share anything? Suryakant Prabhu, your hand is up, but you're on mute. I don't know if you're speaking. Okay, Adi Gaurangi Mataji.
Hare Krishna. I just wanted to say thank you so much for allowing us to start from the beginning of this book, because when I first received it, I just jumped right in and never read the pages we just read. And I never understood the meaning of Prabhupada Priyajana. So thank you so much. Just it's so sweet to learn the meaning of that, the title of this book, and how Guru Maharaj is so dear to Srila Prabhupada, and starting with all those examples to show that literally he is so dear by all those comments, the excerpts from the letters, and then obviously reading the pages about his glorifications, and we'll read that throughout the book. So thank you so much for allowing us to start from the beginning. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Okay, no other thoughts about Advaita Acharya Prabhu, Jagannath Prabhu, anything else that you'd like to share before we conclude?
Well, I think this book, when you see what Prabhupada's and Guru Maharaj's relationship from beginning, from first meeting onwards, and now, because that time we don't have no ideas, but now we have Guru Maharaj's life, and what Guru Maharaj and Prabhupada's relationship is from beginning. It reflects, this is called eternal relationship, and he's a real Prabhupada Priyajan, because there are so many disciples. Prabhupada has 10,000 plus disciples. Out of that, you can see how connection was, that you can see from, because that time the Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj exchanges all these instructions and Guru Maharaj's Vyas Puja offering. It's a real relationship that is there now, and Guru Maharaj has blessed him so many times. So much personal blessing you can see. And that's fulfilling, exactly 100%, even more than 100%. So it reflects this is really Prabhupada's Priyajana. It's unbelievable. I just want to think about that. And also my personal experience that Guru Maharaj in the beginning, he was writing letters and giving advice to his disciple. And same instruction Guru Maharaj has given what he received from Prabhupada. Exactly same thing, same principle, same message. And throughout the whole career, whole life, Guru Maharaj has last 50 years preaching is nothing but what Prabhupada has said. It's so exactly, it's like just like repeating, just like a parrot. It gives exact same instructions, same advice that Prabhupada has given, is giving to us also same thing. And only difference I see, as Prabhupada has 10, 12 years of lifespan, that time the work is work. Guru Maharaj is longer period. Prabhupada is only 15 years of time, 12 to 15 years to spread Krishna consciousness. Guru Maharaj is more than that time. But there are so many, what you call, other preachers also. But Guru Maharaj stands out unique. And that's, I think, because it's the personal empowerment by Guru Maharaj. And Guru Maharaj always he mentioned in his activities that all Guru Maharaj Prabhupada's blessing. And Prabhupada has similar kind of thing. He always gives the blessings, what you call credit to Bhakti Siddhanta. So this is Guru Parampara. And I think this is like an amazing book. Once we read whole book, then we realize how much nectar we will get it. So this is beginning. I think we are really fortunate. And then third book is also coming. I think our series will continue, hopefully. My sincere advice to the people who are reading, they should be online. They should be video on. We can see who's talking. Number one. Number two, I advise also that everyone should try to get the book. This is the most important. This is not money, it's just what you call just attachment to Guru Maharaj's book. I remember 20, 30 years ago, when Satsut Maharaj has Prabhupada Lilamrita published in Baltimore areas, there are only 6-7 disciples that he had. And they were reading the Lilamrita step by step. This is called dedications to the Guru Maharaj attachment. So I think this is good thing that we're doing it, and we should continue that. And but my sincere advice and appeal that everybody should buy the book. It's a treasure. I have a book, Guru Maharaj has signed it. So this is like something that is, we should all get it. It's when you look at after 10, 15, 30, 40, 50 years, it's a treasure book. So please, everybody should buy it if it's available. If it's not available, it's a different story. But if available, everybody should buy it. And I also advise that people who are reading the book, please keep the audio video on. So we can see who's talking and who's reading. We should have more of what you call connections with each other. So this, and also I think we should appeal that more people should join the program. I had a book. I had the book in was December 2019, and we're reading 2024 now. It was sitting in my house. I have not opened the book. So thank you for inspiring to read the book. So I think sometimes we have collection, but we don't read it. And so I think, but we shouldn't. This is a good thing that we are starting reading book, and I think more and more people should join it. I think tell our friends and devotee friends, advise that please join at least intermittently, not every Saturday, but as long as possible. This is my advice. This is my suggestions. Thank you.
Yeah, so having said that, I was just going to say that this book, I think, came out in 2019, Vyas Puja. And Guru Maharaj, I know Advaita Acharya Prabhu, we were both happened to in 2019 December, and he was telling us that whenever he comes to America, if any devotees have this book, he will personally sign it. So I think a lot of devotees have this book, and Guru Maharaj has signed, but I know a lot of them don't. We have close to 400 or 500 disciples or families in North America, and I don't think more than have 20-30% have this book. I think only few of us have books. So again, like Advaita Acharya Prabhu said, everyone should try to get a copy. We can make arrangement. The price is a little bit costly, but at the same time, this is a priceless book. So encourage your friends or anyone, any god brothers, god sisters that don't have this book. Just encourage them to get one, and somehow we can make an arrangement. We can get it from India. Garuda Hari Prabhu, I think, has few copies, but if we run out, I think we can get some more copies. And please send us a message if you need a book. Thank you. Very well.
And hopefully Guru Maharaj comes. I think we can bring the book and he can sign it.
He said he would sign it back, and I think again a lot of devotees have a book that was signed by Guru Maharaj. So hopefully everyone can take advantage.
We can have like a quick poll in our WhatsApp group, so Prabhuji, who would like it. That way you have a count of how many people would like to buy, and then maybe we can make the arrangements.
Yeah.
Well, see, the thing is, devotees are at different addresses. Obviously different places. So what we did was Nand Gopal Prabhu, he shipped in bulk to my home and Advaita Acharya Prabhu and few of us here. And then he also shipped some to Gita Mataji because they needed 10 books. So just let us know who needs the book, and then we'll figure out logistics and how to get one to you. But just keep in mind that don't worry about price. Book is at least $150. Just coming from India to USA, and then depends upon where you are. We may have to ship from, let's say, New York or Washington to your location. So that might be additional cost. But again, this is a priceless book. We should not worry too much.
Book. It's a very heavy. The weight is much. It's a very heavy book. That's
Actually,
why.
Guru Maharaj, I'm paraphrasing, but I think he says this is, a lot of devotees have done a lot of good service for Guru Maharaj, but as far as book goes, he told me that this is a first-class book. This is the best book anyone has done. So we should appreciate Nand Gopal Prabhu and his team, and just for gratitude. Because I know even in India, unfortunately, there were a lot of copies left. And they were not able to sell all of these copies. So I think this is service to our God brother too. Again, humble request to encourage everyone to get this book.
Thank you.
At least who have contact to Jagannath Priya Prabhu, then we know how many books in need. Then we know who coming, at least bring one time, not few books one time, because he heavy. So my friend every 2 weeks coming, at least 4 books each time he bring. At least sending message to Jagannath Priya Prabhu. Then we know how many books in need here.
You can do on our website. You can do survey, or you on our group. You can appeal. Everybody can see who wants to buy the book, so they can collect the names.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think in the group, I'll just post a message, Prabhuji. That way, at least whoever says yes, we'll have their list of devotees who are interested, and then we can arrange for the logistics. Okay. All right. With that, we'll conclude today's session since we're already past 11. Thank you so much for your kind association and reading this amazing book. We'll continue again our session next week, same time, on Saturday, 9:45 a.m. Eastern Time. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Dhanvat Pranam.
Hare Bol. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Hare Bol.
Hare Bol.